You're joking, aren't you? It's the Teesside Chef. Korean fried chicken or beer chicken recipe here, the official name being Chimaek, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, which is a portmanteau of the Korean words for chicken and beer. And first I'm going to prepare my marinade for the chicken, and is nobody going to give me credit for using portmanteau in a sentence? I'm finally grating some fresh root ginger, and I need about 3 tablespoons for this marinade. And I always freeze my ginger so it's easier to grate. I'm bringing in 150 millilitres of buttermilk, and I'm going to add the ginger to that, along with a tablespoon of minced garlic and a good 3 glugs of sesame oil, and that's around 3 tablespoons. And this dish rose to prominence during the 2002 World Cup in South Korea as the hosts controversially made the semi-finals, but more on that later because I'm getting my chicken breasts prepared now, and you can use whichever cut of chicken you prefer really, but I'm a breast man. And I'm cutting each breast into 4 equalish pieces, if equalish is a word. And I'm going to put these chicken pieces in a 3-litre freezer bag so I have plenty of room for my marinade, which I'm just going to pour straight in as easy as you like before sealing this bag. And we want to leave this for at least a couple of hours, but overnight in the fridge would be best as it gives a chance for all those flavours to penetrate the chicken. And I'm giving these breasts a good mash first, of course, because I love mashing breasts. And now we can get on with the coating. So 3 heaped tablespoons of all-purpose flour and 2 heaped tablespoons of cornstarch. And let's build up the flavours with 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, along with 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. And of course you don't want to forget a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper, as well as a teaspoon of chili powder to give it a little bit of a kick. And as I stir this up to mix it all in, I'm pretty sure I've forgotten something really important, and I have, and that's half a teaspoon of baking soda. So get that in there and give it a good stir again. And please don't be like me and forget your baking soda, although baking powder works almost as well. And now our chicken has had a nice long soak, we can press on. And there's the chicken, soaked in our buttermilk, ginger and garlic, and it smells amazing. And I'm going to coat this well with my spicy flour mix. And there's no need for egg here. This flour mix will adhere to the chicken okay without egg. An egg makes the coating too thick on this, and conversely, once cooked, the coating doesn't stick to the chicken as well if you use egg. Put your coated chicken on a separate plate, and we are going to fry this off, but first we're going to let it rest for about 20 minutes to let it dry out a little bit, and you'll get the best results this way. And we're going to cook this in hot oil, 160 degrees Celsius, and that's about 320 degrees Fahrenheit, for around 5 minutes, and make sure you flip them every now and again to cook them evenly. As always with chicken, you want an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit and no sign of pink flesh. And listen to this advice, because I would hate you to spend 2 weeks in hospital with campylobacteriosis. And speaking of stuff that's sick, you really should check out the 2002 World Cup scandal if you've never heard of it. Host nation South Korea faced Italy in the second round and were the beneficiaries of one of the worst refereeing performances in World Cup history. An off day for the ref, you might think. But referee Byron Moreno has a checkered history and has since been convicted of drug smuggling after being caught with 6 kilos of heroin in his undies at New York's Kennedy Airport. Unbelievably, the quarter-final against Spain was even more scandalous, as Spain had 2 goals ruled out, the second a perfectly good goal to win the game, leading the Spanish press to refer to the officials in the game as thieves of dreams. Predictably, it was left to the Germans to put South Korea out in the semi-final, putting an end to the whole sorry saga. But at least we got this fantastic chicken dish out of it. So I've put it on a nice pretentious plate, and you can choose whatever sauces you like for this, but you absolutely must have a beer with it. So cheers everybody, and cheers to the corrupt referees who helped to give us this crispy, tasty chicken treat. Chimaek or Korean beer chicken. It was almost worth seeing football brought into disrepute, if this was one of the happy side effects. Thanks for watching everyone. Ta-ra.